Hello everyone. I'm here about a minute or so early to get started with my segment, Bronzeville. Let's see, hold on a second. I want to give a shout out to none other than Jane Kanipa for her amazing work to coordinate so many moving parts to get everyone to understand the importance of Team Test Truck. Certainly if you go to Jammin with Jane, you're able to donate for the cause of getting supplies, PPE equipment, and support for Roseland Hospital particularly, but for the citywide effort to support those fighting COVID-19. I want to say hello to Jim McKay. I love him so much and I miss his smile, and certainly I know that without his admiration for Bronzeville Historical Society work, we would not have a home. So we're now housed at Illinois Institute of Technology at 10 West 35th Street, and our office was acquired there 2 years ago due to Jim McKay insisting that IIT look at investing with the adjacent African American community in a meaningful way. And the timing was just perfect because we were being put out of the Stephen A. Douglas tomb site. So today I want to share with each of you all just a little bit about the work that Bronzeville Historical Society does. But in the interim, I definitely want you to visit Jammin with Jane. That website will give you a link so that you can donate to Team Test Truck. Again, Team Test Truck is the effort that myself and Shania Davis and many Chicagoans have been contributing time and energy to say, hey, we can fight COVID-19 together. So visit Jammin with Jane website and support Team Test Truck. So today I am actually in my home. I live in Bronzeville. I began with family members really exploring how can we document and save the tremendous history of Bronzeville. And so friends and co-workers at the post office at 4601 South Cottage Grove agreed that we could make an effort collectively to document and save Bronzeville history. So Bronzeville Historical Society was organized in 1999 at my home then, which was 4538 South Forestville. And so my co-workers, Maurice Brooks, Stephanie White, Mark Hopkins, Valerie Chandler, I'm afraid I'm probably forgetting people, and if you're online, definitely type in names. My daughter's Joy Booth, my daughter Shana Tucker, Asia Hall, my mom Doris Davis, rest in peace, and many others went ahead and incorporated, and we became a non-for-profit 501c3 organization in 2002. So that's a little bit about the Bronzeville Historical Society early history. So now let me pan around, and I am going to start with telling you just about exactly where I am today. So I'm actually at home, and I live in Lawless Gardens, and I'm going to give you a little bit of history about Lawless. So bear with me. I got to figure out how to change the camera so you can see the view. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so check this out. You're looking out my apartment window with me. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. I'm on the 24th floor. This is the view west. That big street there in the center is King Drive. And I'm panning around, and you can see the second high-rise in TK Lawless Apartment complex. And now I'm going to face east. So I got a pretty decent view from the 24th floor. I'm able to see Northeastern Illinois University, the Carruthers Center for Inner City Studies. Let's see here, number of large churches as well. But certainly this big open expanse of land is where public housing once stood. And I pray that our city galvanizes to make sure affordable housing goes on that land. And so I'm going to bring you back around where you can see again the second high rise of 3 that's at TK Lawless. And then here are my plants. Yeah, that we call this plant Gigi. And it is a sibling, no, I say a child of my mom's larger plant. And as you can tell, it's enjoying the sunlight that it gets from this window. And then here are other plants in my home. So you get a chance to see my house. All right, so again, all of you who are tuning in today, I'm Sherry Williams. I'm founder and president of Bronzeville Historical Society. And today I thought it would be neat to just show you a little bit about what work that the Historical Society does. But today we are committed to making certain that we go to the website Jammin with Jane, that's Jammin, with Jane, Jane. And Jane Kanipa is watching with us, and I want her to post the link so that you can give and give generously to the effort for Team Test Truck. So in my home I have a number of photographs, documents, and images. And here's family, here's me blessing a garden in Bronzeville, my mom. As we all are home and we have this shelter-in-place order, I am recommending that everyone takes the time to look at the things that you have in your house and consider putting them on display. I really thought this was neat. Went through some boxes and found my daughter Shayna's footprints when she was born. And I made that part of this sort of collage that's on my wall here. So while you were taking a look at the window view, I want to give a little history about TK Lawless. TK Lawless was a very famous dermatologist here in Chicago, born December 6, 1892. He died May 1st, 1971. He was considered a great medical researcher and a philanthropist as well, but he was known in Chicago for his work with curing syphilis and work related to leprosy across the globe. So his work as an MD with his getting his degree at Northwestern University Medical School launched him into being the first self-made millionaire that I know of that was in the medical field. So he was definitely a distinguished black American of African descent. He was born in Thibodaux, Louisiana, and he came to Chicago about, let's see, 1926, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but anyway, he went on to become the principal, I guess you would say, developer for the TK Lawless housing, which I live in. And so as he thought about building this tremendous housing, he knew that the need was great, and he called on boards all over the city of Chicago to assist him in getting this housing made. So in 1967, ground was broken for TK Lawless Gardens, and it is 13 acres, 514 units. Earlier it was designed, of course, for middle income housing, and now it is a combination of Section 8 market value, subsidies. Many of the residents have been in TK Lawless housing for 25 years or more. Most of my neighbors on my floor have been here 15 years plus. It's an ideal location adjacent to the King Drive, I guess you would say, the street that definitely is where Bud Billiken Parade is at and all that good stuff. But I'm in a pretty neat spot, and there's nothing like Bronzeville, nothing at all. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of history that, yes, an African American doctor, TK Lawless, built this housing, and a lot of people may not have known that fact. So now I'm going to pan around, and I want to show you some other things that is inside of my house. And while I'm doing that, again, I want you to, I swung fast past that kitchen. I want you to see that kitchen is a wreck right now. Oh, I see my son. Hey, what's going on, son? Mr. Williams. Love you and miss you. But I want to go over to some of the pictures that I have in the house. I am a pack rat, so I ended up getting up this morning and I cleaned out this corner because I don't want you all to see all of the things that I'm working on, adding to the Bronzeville Historical Society archives. So this fantastic poster was given to me by Dr. Burroughs, who was my mentor, as well as probably dozens and dozens of other people who had an opportunity to just sit with her and dine with her. But here is a poster that's taken in front of the Southside Community Arts Center. And it's used as a fundraising tool as well. So if you go by the Southside Community Arts Center, get you one of these fantastic posters. Here's my family. I'm the one on the right with the glasses, yeah. My grandson. This gentleman in the center is I'm not going to say adopted as a negative term, but adopted father of mine. I've known him my entire life, and I'm proud to say I'm 60 years old. And that's Tom, and he is now 94 years old. And then my dear girlfriend Karen kids, then my grandkids, then my granddaughter, and then my godson Oliver. And then, of course, that's the award I received February 24th at Northeastern Illinois University as a distinguished alum there. So, and everybody is familiar with this great picture taken in 1941. It definitely is one that is looked upon as an iconic photograph that was taken just on the, I guess you would say, west side of the Regal Theater. It was taken on Easter Sunday, 1941. And I had some other things I wanted to share. So let me pull out some artifacts for you guys. Okay. Let me set this up for you. In the meantime, again, I want each of you all that is viewing today to support Team Test Truck. Visit Jammin with Jane website, and you'll find a link to donate to support the test truck at Roseland Community Hospital. Again, that test truck goes beyond Roseland Hospital and community. It is a service to, upon request, nursing homes, apartment buildings, whomever it is that reaches out to them will certainly get the service they need for testing and for medical care. So this poster itself actually came from the collection of, and let's see if anybody can guess who this photo is. Then I'm going to show her in an older folder. I'm going to try to keep a name out of it. All right. I bet Pomone knows this lovely lady. Restaurant that was on 79th Street for more than 54 years. All right. Let's see if we got some people that know. Nobody knows what? This poster is a salute to none other than Izola. Remember Izola's restaurant? Well, as Izola became an older woman, somehow she was able to have her caretaker to reach out to me and donated a number of photographs that were on the walls of Izola's restaurant, which again for many years was at 522 East 79th Street. And Miss Izola fed countless people. On the right corner of this poster is an image of Izola, and she is sitting in front of a portrait of none other than Harold Washington, our first black mayor of the city of Chicago. And so there is Ms. Izola White right there. So we were able to secure more than 500 images, many that were on the walls of Izola Restaurant. And this gives you an idea of what the walls look like. And there you see a number of Chicago police brass. Those images we have in our collection. We're looking forward to making them available to the public for free. Many of them, although the uniforms are fully seen in the images, we still don't know who these officers are. So at some point, I'm going to need help with naming those police officers in the images. And one of the fantastic images that also came from the Izola White collection is this. So tell me, please, whoever is watching, who this wonderful lady is. I know you know who this is. All right, dear people, type back to me. Let me see what you know. Yes, this is the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. And this portrait came from the Izola White collection. That was many of the images that were in Izola's restaurant on 79th Street were received for the care through the Bronzeville Historical Society. This is a poster that Dr. Burroughs gave me, one of many, and I can't remember what artist gave me this, so that's bad if you're a librarian and you don't remember where you got pictures from. And I'm just going to take a little walk around my apartment. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Can someone tell me what that is? I'm not going to tell you. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Today, I'm hoping that viewers that are online with us today can tell me who are the people in this image, and for whoever types in the name of the 4 people in this image, Bronzeville Historical Society will commit an additional $50 to Team Test Truck. That's right, Team Test Truck is what we are praying will get the things that's needed for care on the South Side and beyond. So let me know if you can't see this image clearly, because I'm not going to tell you who all is in this picture. We should have some people viewing today that know a little bit about politic history in Chicago. This is one of the images that came from Izola White's restaurant, from Izola's on 79th Street. All right. So I've given you all a sort of panoramic view of the images that I have in the house. Here again is a framed art piece that came from Izola's restaurant as well. So you can see the need is tremendous to get the art on display somewhere. We had started conversations with Chris Devins, who did the amazing art in front of the Mariano's grocery store, and was hoping that we could find some pop-up locations to put on display many of the things that Izola White put in the care of Bronzeville Historical Society, and this is one of them. This one is a tribute to the Tuskegee Airmen. So I'm going to get a little closer so you can see different portions of it. And here is the text. And I promise you, I will make certain that these things get a better view than my effort to share it with you on Facebook Live. And this poster actually was given to Izola White by Lieutenant Colonel William R. Thompson, retired Air Force, served our country starting in 1940. So definitely on this Memorial Day weekend, want to acknowledge all of those who served our country in the military in America and abroad, and certainly know that their contributions and their sacrifice should always be acknowledged, and not just during Memorial Day and Veterans Day. So wanted to just acknowledge that. Okay, and so here I've got more goodies to pull out. One of the wonderful things that I was able to do was attend graduate school at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And so I finished my master's in library and information science August 5th, 2019. But because of how large the school capacity is, we had probably about 65,000 undergraduates and about 25 to 30,000 graduate students, and they combined our graduation last week with a virtual graduation, and some of you saw that posted on my Facebook, just acknowledging that I'd graduated. But you know, because of how large the school is, they did the combination on us and had all of us together. But the beauty of my being able to attend graduate school is that I was awarded the role of graduate assistant in the rare book and manuscript library of the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And I was able to process some of the records that the Gwendolyn Brooks archive has there. And this is a poster that was given to me when I was able to leave and celebrate graduation. And it's a poster board that shows some of the handwriting of our great Gwendolyn Brooks. When she would write poetry, she would write things on pieces of paper, and then of course it got transposed into great books. Encourage any of you watching to get you some work of Gwendolyn Brooks. And here's that fantastic poem, We Cool. We real cool, huh? And the poster also has an image of Gwendolyn Brooks as a child. Not sure who's on the left of her. It's likely a sibling. And then this is a photograph of Gwendolyn Brooks with her mom. So it was neat to be able to get this poster board as a parting gift when I left college. And now I have one more thing that I want to share. I want each of you again to go to Team Test Truck. Team Test Truck. That's hashtag Team Test Truck. There you will be able to contribute to the efforts to get PPE, medical supplies, and testing for the test truck that is at Roseland Community Hospital. But of course, this test truck provides services citywide. And today, in the effort to raise the visibility of this effort by Jammin with Jane and students from Columbia College, myself, Sherry Williams, and many others is contributing their time to share things about their space, their expertise, their talents, their loves. And as you can tell, I love Bronzeville. Who else loves Bronzeville? I love Bronzeville. And this poster here is one that I made when I created an exhibit at the Rare Book and Manuscript Library. And it is A Woman's Place in Anarchy. I had done an exhibition to highlight the role of Lucy Parsons, a woman of African and many say of mixed descent. And she is responsible and credited for what we call May Day, May 1st, that day that we recognize the need to unite as laborers across the globe and not just Chicago. And her husband met a very tragic death. He was hung at Joliet State Prison for the role that the government believed he had in bombing and having a riot at Haymarket here in Chicago. So do look up The Life of Lucy Parsons. It's a very interesting read. Certainly she was considered anarchist and radical in her era. Okay, so many people called me and texted me and said how much they enjoyed looking at artifacts. So let's pick up from last week. Those of you who were viewing last week were able to identify some of the objects that are part of the Bronzeville Historical Society's archives. And of course, I'm not going to tell you what this is, but it was fun to see people kind of reflect on the uses of some of these commonly used objects that would have been in households, especially in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. You know, this straightening comb right here is one of many my mom gave me. But whoever is watching now, wonder if you know what this is. If you do, can you type it in the chat box? Just want to see how sharp you guys are on looking at objects that don't get much use today, but certainly were very popularly used back in the 50s and the 60s. Somebody, Jane, you should know what this is. Clarice, you should know what this is. Type in your box and tell me what that object is. And let's see here. Yep, and Jane, you are correct. That is Bill and Hillary Clinton on the left of that image that I showed earlier. Oh, Jane, you're right on it. That's what that is. Clarice, you're right on it. Clarice Dancy says it's a nutcracker. Jane said it's a nutcracker. So, and then we looked at the usefulness of Royal Crown hairdressing last week when we got together. It is for me to find Royal Crown hairdressing. And look, I think I paid a lot for this. Jane says she has a nutcracker. Yeah, I use this nutcracker. It's supposed to remain in the archive, but I've been using it. So here you have the Royal Crown grease. I just wanted to show you how much I paid for it. $3.99. Again, it's harder and harder to find this, but I use it as a staple still today. And I, of course, still use this. Still use a straightening comb. I have a new object for everyone to take a look at today, And this object is something that I again want those who are viewing to tell me what it is. I will stand it up. That thing is heavy. Okay. So those of you who are viewing, I'm going to turn it around so you can take a look, and certainly want to see if you guys know what this artifact is. Just take a look at it. Alright, so I'm going to put it down. That thing is heavy. But yeah, if you know what that is, type it in. Definitely I'm going to hold you all in suspense and not tell you just yet what that is. I'm going to pan around again. We're looking at the view, of course, from none other than sunny Bronzeville. We're in the TK Lawless Apartments. TK Lawless, famous black dermatologist, built this wonderful high-rise system. It's 3 high-rises, all 24-story buildings that were built on the south side of Chicago. I want to tell you a little bit about Lucy Parsons, though. You all got to see my junky workspace. Okay, Lucy Parsons, when I talked about her earlier, I was so pleased to be able to do an exhibition on some of the things that were in the rare book and manuscript library at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So Lucy Parsons was born in 1851. Wow, so that meant she would have been born during enslavement. And she died in 1942 right here in Chicago. She is most remembered as a powerful orator, and she and her husband, Albert Parsons, they contributed to a newspaper called The Alarm. And what was interesting about Lucy Parsons' husband is that he was executed in conjunction with the Haymarket Affair, these riots that happened here in Chicago, because they were leading the way as activists and founding the Industrial Workers of the World, this political organization. And so in 1887, he was executed at Joliet State Prison. They came up against a lot of criticism, especially Lucy Parsons, because she'd married a man who actually was a Confederate soldier. So, you know, imagine that. You know, here this woman of color, this woman of African descent and mixed descent, some people say, was married to a white man who was a Confederate soldier, and then moved to Chicago to do their work as activists. So Lucy Parsons, she worked in many white households in the South and Texas before arriving to Chicago, and they were pushed out of Texas because of the fact that they were a mixed marriage, and so they ended up here in Chicago. Do Google Lucy E. Parsons and find out more on your own. But I definitely wanted to share that tidbit about Lucy Parsons and why I thought it was so important for me to do an exhibit on her. She is not widely talked about, and she should be among the many other black women whom had done incredible things advocating for justice. In the case of Gwendolyn Brooks, 1951 becoming the first African American to win a Pulitzer Prize, and that still is a huge achievement. 70 years later, that's still to be celebrated. And then, okay, so that's 2 women, Lucy Parsons, Gwendolyn Brooks, and then our third woman that we're profiling today is none other than Izola White, who owned and operated from 1951 to about 2011, I believe, Izola's Restaurant on 79th Street. Many people consider her the Queen of Soul, although we had Soul Queen restaurants. Izola White, of course, had a longer career in the restaurant business than some of the other restaurateur women who had places in Chicago. So I loved Izola's biscuits, and I think there's a few videos out where she talks about where her recipes came from, what was the inspiration for them. And of course, oftentimes it's a mother, auntie, a friend who passed down these incredible recipes. Hey, Cousin Jody, God bless you. God bless you. And yes, my cousin has made claim, and I touch and agree, that yes, you will get a Pulitzer Prize as well for your tremendous work in the ministry and writing inspiration for many to see across the world. And so I'm near the time that I will be ending my session. You all will definitely pick up from here and go over to Aretha Williams's her Facebook page. You will have an awesome treat with being able to see her twins do their presentation on none other than Mrs. Nancy Green, who was worldwide known as Angel Mama. So I'm hoping that my dear friend Erica will post on this link, this Facebook Live, her link for us to be able to enjoy presentation by twins Valerie and also Aaron on the incredible life of Mrs. Nancy Green, known as Angel Mama. So I will sign off with you guys. Again, visit www.Team Test Truck or visit Jammin with Jane, that's Jammin, with Jane, Jane, to the direct link to support Team Test Truck, a test truck and effort to make certain that the needs for those who need to be tested for COVID-19 is met, especially on the South Side. So give. And I am signing off, and we will be going over to watch the presentation by Valerie and Aaron at Aretha Williams's her Facebook page. Thank you. Tune in later. Thank you. So Erica, make sure you post your link. People can see where your page is. Okay, so Erica says she is ready, and let's go there. All right, everyone, have a fantastic rest of the day, and I will meet you at Aretha Williams' Facebook page live. Take care, God bless, and stay well.